Hey guys, this is the Wake Up the Truth channel, and I bring you a video today about martial law and what's going to happen, how it's going to start, people waking up, and some tips on how to survive it. You guys may call me crazy, or the people who are sending these theories out there crazy, but I don't think so. You gotta remember, in Nazi Germany in 1938, they all thought it was impossible that Hitler would take over and put Jews in concentration camps and kill millions of them. There's still people to this day that deny it. So let's get started here. So radio host Sean Hannity said on his show Wednesday that the latest revelations about Hillary Clinton's campaign from WikiLeaks prove that everything that conspiracy theorists have said over the years is true. Here's some examples. Hillary knew that Saudi Arabia and Qatar were funding ISIS. Hillary Clinton's dream of a hemispheric common market, open trade and borders is true. Left-wing activists plotting a Catholic spring and infiltrating the Catholic Church, which is happening now. The media conspiring to release debate questions to Hillary Clinton ahead of time, which is true, as we found out. Clinton aides advancing progressive ideology to foment revolution. There's the keyword. Revolution. Now, there's a couple ways this can start. A natural disaster could happen, and the UN and the United States can just implement martial law. They won't call it martial law. They'll deem it a natural disaster, and FEMA will take over and say that we need government to step in, and it'll start like that, and it'll just spiral out to the rest of the country. It could start because of social uprisings like Black Lives Matter and the movements and the riots and things going on around the country. There could be, multiple ways it could start. Thing is, people are waking up, and people are tired of the shit. And over, I think 70%, 60 or 70% of the American people don't trust our government these days. This is grounds for revolution. You haven't seen grounds for revolution like this since 1776. And Alex Jones states it all the time. 1776 will commence again if you take our guns. So, and if you implement martial law, we'll see how well that goes. There's already people in the military that are coming out and saying that they're not going to go along with that, and they're not going to. So there's going to be insiders too. So we're going to have to destroy the system from within and externally. Guerrilla warfare on the outside. Got a quick snippet of Sean Hannity's show here for you, though.
I want to go over this, what I'm calling a Republican establishment, Democratic establishment, media establishment, globalist, lobbyist, UN establishment. It's everything that conspiracy theorists have said over the years. And all of this is out there now in the open in terms of what Hillary Clinton thinks and what she believes and what John Podesta thinks about Catholics. And let's have left-wing activists plot a Catholic spring, and let's infiltrate the Catholic Church, and let's advance our progressive ideology to foment revolution. Who thinks like this? This is like, communism and Soviet Union propaganda. It's really sad, but it's also true. And it's also reality. And it's also the world you live in. Hillary Clinton's dream of a hemispheric common market, open trade and open borders. She said that in one of her speeches. Hillary Clinton's campaign said they wanted to face Trump in the general election. Okay, let's see what happens in 27 days. I still think Trump can win. Now, for the Nate Silvers of the world that say Hannity doesn't believe in polls, he only cites online polling after Trump wins a debate. No, that's not true. The polls right now are not accurate because the polls out now reflect 72 straight hours of more coverage of the Access Hollywood tape that we now know that NBC purposefully delayed the release of to time it before the debate, as TMZ reports. So it doesn't reflect Donald Trump's incredible debate performance. It doesn't reflect Yet another 1,200 WikiLeaks drops today. It doesn't reflect what we've learned from the previous WikiLeaks drops. It doesn't reflect that, Hillary knew that Saudi Arabia and Qatar were funding ISIS. It doesn't reflect the media. You know what this is? This is a media assault on your mind. What do you mean by that, Hannity? Because they're propagandizing you. They're posing as objective journalists, and they are not. As we know about Univision, as we know about NBC, as we know about CNBC, as we know about the New York Times and the Boston Globe and CNN. And we also know that they conspire and release questions to Hillary ahead of time. We know all of this is true.
Well, there you have it. I couldn't have said it any better. In countries like Russia during the Soviet Union, they had information wars where, not really wars, but more so government control of media. Same with Nazi Germany, and I know people always compare these because they're the most recent events that can be compared to with what's going on in America. But you see Nazi Germany, they killed tens of millions of people, and the same with the Soviet Union. The same fate is going to happen to America unless we rise up. I mean, how will martial law start? I don't know. There's unrest and civil unrest in cities all across the United States with Black Lives Matter and stuff. There's so much hate going around, and that's what they want. They want that hate because it's going to divide the nation. It's going to keep them away from looking into subjects like this. Here's another article. So the Obama to allow United Nations to impose martial law in the U.S. United Nations military troops may soon arrive and see action on American soil following the United States announcement of support for a set of principles that given a green light for UN peacekeeping troops and police to use force and protect civilian and armed conflicts. U.S. Ambassador Samantha Power told attendants at the important UN meeting that the United States was proud and humbled to be included in the new agenda and promised to follow by the 18 pledges. The new arrival of the United Nations requires federalization of police in order to set global standards of law enforcement. President Barack Obama has pronounced the opportunity to exploit recent shootings to push for the federalization of local police forces. Really? Police shootings that happen because he's basically in the presidency. I mean, you have radical Muslims. You're supporting radical Muslims. We have a president in the White House who supports radical Muslims, radical Islam. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke, and he's using that as an excuse. More federalization of local police collaborated with the arrival of the United Nations military presence could mean big trouble for liberty and freedom of speech in America, which, I mean, it's already a problem. People's stuff is getting taken down. Facebook, you got Savage getting taken off the radio hours before the debate because he was talking about Clinton's health a couple weeks ago and the second debate. I mean, it's already happening. It's here. People are waking up. There's going to be a revolution. I'm telling you right now. People aren't going to stand for this. And I don't know, some final thoughts, some tips. Find a group of people when it all goes down, when the bombs start falling. Find a group of people. Find the resistance. Plot, plan, attack. Attack it from within, attack it. There's going to be people on the inside that aren't going to stand for this. There's going to be military personnel that are just not going to stand for this, and they're going to be on the inside helping us out, giving us information. We're going to be, guerrilla warfare from the outside, just like the American Revolution. We know the land. They don't. They're going to be UN troops coming in. They don't know, I live in, Niagara County, New York, upstate New York. I know the land better than they do. They're not from around here. We can use that to our advantage. We got a ton of things we can use to our advantage. They're at a loss. They don't want to fight this war. The elites want them to fight this war. We are the patriots. We are the ones who want to fight. we have a reason to fight. We're going to secure our freedom. That's all I got for you today. So God bless and take care.